Well, hi, friends. How are you? This is Debbie, and we are here for a Sunday chat on the 2nd of November of 2025. And I'm so glad that you're here. And I was thinking with this month of November, for the whole month, let's focus on things to be grateful for. We have Thanksgiving at the end of the month, and it just seems like there's so much difficulty and hardships and things going on for a number of people. And people can get stuck in a negative swirl going on in their brains. And I just think if we can just stop and take some breaths, be in the present moment, and find one thing to be grateful for in that moment. And if we practice this, and that's all life is filled with practicing moments that we can try to raise our vibration and try to reset perhaps negative thinking or fearful thinking or all of those things. Let's raise it up and find the things to be grateful for. And like, I just got home from the cities. I spent some time with a couple of my kids celebrating one of their birthdays. Yay. And got home, and it was like, it's just so chilly and damp. And I went to my closet and I pulled out this red sweater. And this red sweater, my dad gave to me quite a long time ago while he was still alive. And I asked him if I could have it. And he said, "You want that old thing?" And I said, "I do. Every time I wear it, I think you are giving me a hug." And it was his Letterman sweater when he was in college at St. John's University in Minnesota. And it still has his name engraved on the inside. And it feels like a hug. And so I'm just so grateful in this moment that I came home chilly. I put on this beautiful old wool sweater. I don't even know how old it is. And I feel warmer, and it feels like my dad is giving me a hug. And so, what are some stories that you can tell yourself that can uplift you and help you feel better than perhaps you were 5 minutes ago? And we can all do this together. And when we're doing this collectively, we're raising the frequency of our neighborhood, of our world, of our country with higher frequency vibrations. And so that's my encouragement for you this coming week and the next 4 weeks, because we have the whole month of November that we're going to be practicing these moments of gratitude. Okay, we can do this. And so also I'm going to do just a short reading with John Holland's cards. So we're going to see what God, our angels, and guides have for support and encouragement for us. But before we get started, let's take a deep breath in and out. Deep breath in and out. Feel better already? That oxygen is amazing. Hands to heart, we'll say our prayer together. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us, and the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. And so when I do readings, I call in my angels, I call in guides, I always say my prayer. I did my smudging with Palo Santo before we got started. And it's a way for them to communicate with us. And we get it through our emotions and what we feel when we see a certain card that presents itself. And I always tell the people I'm with during a reading to pay attention to how you are feeling. It doesn't so much matter what my words are or what perhaps John Holland's is with the guidebook, but what the message is for you. You pay attention to that, okay? Because that's your spirit, your divine wisdom coming forward, and your angels and guides and God giving you perhaps what you just need to hear for this coming week. All right. So it's all good. All right. I've shuffled. I'll take 3 cards. I'll take 1, 2, 3, and I just trust they're exactly what we're supposed to be having for us this coming week. Okay. So this coming week, we are part of a waiting game. All right. And so realize in that waiting game, the roots are already established. Okay, see the roots? They're there. Look at the fruit of the roots. There's little blossoms on the tree. And look at that energy that's swirling around. So even though you're waiting, there's still energy. We're still alive. Life is going on, and we just are waiting. And I always say it's for that divine timing that comes into the right moment at the right time. And that number 2 has to do with, it's not just about you, it's not just about me, it's about us and what we're doing together collectively in this waiting game. And so there's choices, there can be opposition, and in that there's reflection. There's a lot of diversity that's happening. And so we're just all working together and realizing and knowing the roots are growing stronger, deeper, and there is the fruits of the tiny buds coming out of the tree. So it's very hopeful. It's just that we're waiting, okay? And in that waiting, I think they're really listening to us. We have some mental conflict going on. And I think that speaks to probably all of us having some bit, because we're human beings and we have life going on, and there's just all kinds of things going on. And so and that's where I'm encouraging you to bring in the gratitude, because it can help perhaps to clear out some fear and to perhaps clear out some feeling of lack or loss. And so I am going to read a little bit from John's guidebook on mental conflict. And all right, this card deals with the inability to move forward, which goes with our first card. As self-doubt emerges from indecisiveness or not being able to take action with a person, group, or even a situation in your present life. It may not be an easy decision, but you are already aware of this. Just remember that you have the strength, courage, and power to make all the necessary decisions that need to be made and all the considerations that you will consider in making this decision. When you decide to act and finally make the choice that needs to be made, then and only then will a resolution be forthcoming, and with it a sense of mental relief. You know, it's just real. And that's what I like about John's cards, is he just, all of this is life and true experiences. It's not fluffiness. It's reality and what we're dealing with right now. And then in that, here we go. Moving ahead, charging ahead. And how wonderful that is. So know that in the waiting game, know that in the midst of perhaps some mental conflict, you get through it, you're moving ahead, there's a lot of energy. And I love that orange flag, because in energy work, orange is the color of our second chakra, which is rebirthing new ideas, rebirthing life, reimagining things. And in that, look at the light that is coming forward with that. So here's something to be grateful for. Here's the hopefulness too. And so what do you think? All right. I hope that this gives you some insight and encouragement for this coming week. And let me know one thing that you're grateful for in this coming week, if you want to share below, or if you want to share this with a friend, if you think it might be helpful for them. Thank you for that. And until next week, you take care and know that our blessings do continue. Bye for now.